Come on, baby. Come on.
Here are the homework answers. You must have both numbers correct. You cannot have, for number 1, for example, a negative half and a negative 2/3. It must be 1/2 and 2/3. Nothing different. For problems like this, you could have 5/2. And I don't see anything else that's a mixed number. Yeah, this one, you could have a negative 5/4. It's still equivalent, but it must be equal to the answers on the screen. The objective today is to solve quadratic equations by factoring where a does not equal 1. It's the same thing, and it's the last day for this. Tomorrow is the test. Here's an example. The example is 6x squared plus 24x plus 18 equals 0. What's the first thing I look at?
See if anything goes out.
Is there a number that comes out of 6, 24, and 18?
6.
6 is the highest one, and that's what you should choose. So what do you have left when you divide out of 6?
X squared.
X squared
4x.
plus 4x
3x.
plus 3. So now we can try to factor the x squared plus 4x plus 3. And since you only have a 1 there beside the x squared, it becomes very easy. X and x, your signs are plus plus, so what are they in the bottom?
Plus plus.
Plus plus. If you still need the chart, you can copy it off of somebody. Plus plus means plus plus. I can break up 3 as 1 and 3, and there's really no difference into how you put it in. You can put it here and here or reverse it. It's still the same thing. But still double check it. You get a 3x plus x, which is 4x. So once we know that, we have to set each of these equal to 0. X plus 1 equals 0, and x plus 3 equals 0. So x is negative 1, x is negative 3, and your answers are written as negative 3 or negative 1. This example works out a little more messy than the other one. 10x squared minus 41x plus 21 equals 0. Is there anything that comes out of these three numbers?
Nope.
No. So how can I break up 10x squared?
5, 2. 10, 1. And 10, 1.
All right. And 21, how can I break that up?
7 and 3.
And since I have minus plus, what are the factors of, or what are the signs of the factors? Negatives. They must both be negatives. So I'm going to have two quantities and set equal to 0. Where do I start over here?
10x. 10x.
Where should we start?
5x and 2x.
5x and 2x. And where should we start over here? Negative 7, negative 3. We will try that first and see what happens. 5x times a negative 3 is negative 15x. And then negative 7 times 2x is minus 14x. Does that equal negative 41x? No, that's a negative 29x, and we don't need that. So we will try again. We'll do 5x minus 3 and 2x minus 7 and see what happens there. That would give me a negative 35x. This will give me a negative 6x. What does that equal? Negative 41x. So that's what I need. That was my middle term from the expression. It came from up here. So now that I know I have the right factorization, I need to go through and set both of these equal to 0. 5x minus 3 equals 0, and 2x minus 7 equals 0. Move your minus 3 over, change the sign, and divide by 5. Move the minus 7 over, change the sign, divide by 2. you can make that 7 over 2 into 3.5. So your final answer would be 3/5 or 3.5. 3x squared plus 7x minus 6 equals 0. For the practice problem, you can break up 3x squared as 3x and x. The negative 6 can be broken up as negative 1, 6, 1, negative 6, 2, negative 3, negative 2, 3. Which one should I start with? Alright, we'll try negative 2 and plus 3. If I go here, that gives me a 9x. If I go there, that's minus 2x. That does equal 7x. So 3x minus 2 equals 0, and x plus 3 equals 0. Solve each one of those. 3x equals 2, divide by 3, and then this one is simply a negative 3. So for your answer, you should have a negative 3 or 2/3. The bonus problem is 3 consecutive numbers have a sum of 123. What are the 3 numbers? The solution to the bonus, first of all, 3 consecutive numbers means something like 1, 2, 3. And they must have a sum of 123 in this case, and the solution to that is going to be 40, 41, 42. 3 consecutive numbers have a sum of 33. What are the 3 numbers? The solution to this bonus is 10, 11, 12. To do the bonus problem, you have to understand that the consecutive numbers mean that they're in order and only one apart, unless otherwise noted. So if you don't know what the numbers are, the first one could be n. The second one is how much greater than the first.
1.
So n plus 1. And the third one is how much greater than the first one?
N plus 2.
N plus 2. And all of these must equal 33. N, and n is 3n plus 2 equals 33. This should be a 3 here at this point of the problem. I wrote a 2 by mistake. So you would have 3n equals 33 minus 3, which is going to be 30. And if you divide, you come up with 10, which gives you the first number. 10, 11, and 12. This is a quiz, and it's going to have 3 problems. You only need to get 1 right. You only have to do 1, but you can do all 3 if you want. All you need to put would be the solutions in the blanks on the quiz paper. The problems are 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 equals 0, 10x squared minus 5x minus 15 equals 0, and 6x squared minus 13x minus 15 equals 0. Before we get to the answers, we will check the factorizations, because if you don't have the factorizations right, then that's why your answers are probably wrong. For number 1, it should be 2x minus 1 and x minus 2. For number 2, it is 5 times x plus 1, 2x minus 3. And then for 3, it is 6x plus 5, x minus 3. So if that's what you have for your factorizations, then you should have the following for your solutions. For number 1, a half or 2. For the second one, negative 1 or 1.5. And the third one is going to be a negative 5/6 or 3. 3 consecutive numbers have a sum of 48. What are the 3 numbers? The answer to the bonus is 15, 16, 17. 3 consecutive numbers have a sum of 24. What are the 3 numbers?
7,
Answer is 7, 8, and 9. $12x squared minus 19x plus 5 equals 0. On this problem, there is nothing that comes out of 12, 19, and 5. So you have to break up the 12x squared as 12x and x, 6x, 2x, or 4x and 3x. And for the 5, you can only have 1 and 5, but since we have minus plus, its signs must be what? Negative, negative. So when we go to pop these in here, we're going to have two quantities set equal to 0. And which pair should I choose first for the 12x squared? 4x and 3x. And we don't have much of a choice for the minus 1 or the minus 5, but which one should I put in first? Minus 5, minus 1. We will try that. And if we do that, we get a negative 4x. And then this would be a minus 15x. Does that give me the middle term? Yes, it does, negative 19x. So I have to set both of these equal to 0. 4x minus 5 equals 0, and 3x minus 1 equals 0. Move the minus 5 over, change the sign, and divide by 4. That would give you a 1 1/4. And over here, move the minus 1 over, change the sign, and divide by 3. So your final answers should be 1/3 or 1 1/4. The bonus problem is 3 consecutive odd numbers have a sum of 27. What are the 3 numbers? The answer to the bonus is 7, 9, 11. Here is another bonus problem. 2 numbers have a sum of 36 and a difference of 4. What are the 2 numbers? The answer to this bonus is 20 and 16. This is extra credit. You can do it, fine. Don't do it, fine. It's extra credit. It'll be due at the same time as homework, and you'll turn it in separately as homework if you do it. This is the homework, and make sure you show all work on this. The test is tomorrow. It'll be 10 problems out of 1,200 points with 5 extra credit problems.